Thinking of buying an apartment off the plan? Here are the factors you need to know before signing the dotted line. With the market constantly shifting, first home buyers are always on the lookout for a great way to put their foot in the real estate door. And buying apartments off the plan is one of the most attractive ways to do that. But do you know enough to maximize this kind of opportunity? Basically, off-the-plan properties, whether apartments or houses, are sold before construction is even done and dusted. So naturally, there are pros and cons that come with that approach. Hey everyone, Andy Trin here from Duotax, here for another video designed to help you become a better property investor. In today's video, I'm running you through how buying an apartment off the plan may be the right option for you, and certain scenarios where there may be an alternative path that's more suitable to take. Remember that purchasing any kind of property off the plan means that you're effectively buying one site unseen, but there are also plenty of benefits to enjoy because of this, so let's jump in. Firstly, knowing what to look for during your search means that you'll mitigate any risk that often comes with buying off the plan in the first place. That means understanding where the perks sit and where certain pitfalls might hold you back. From there, you can negotiate with your developer to lock in the best possible price on your purchase. So how do you do that? Well, it all comes down to getting your head around the benefits, the grants, and the fundings available to you as a buyer. 1. First homeowner government grants are a big part of purchasing any kind of home as a first-time home buyer in Australia. The most crucial part to note here is that this grant only applies to new homes, so that includes off-the-plan apartments. 2. Stamp duty concessions are the next big thing to consider when it comes to assessing how you can reduce costs associated with your purchase. In Australia, buying a property comes with stamp duty fees, and in some cases, these can be pretty hefty. Stamp duty is paid by the purchaser only, not the vendor. This is paid regardless of whether you're an investor or owner-occupier. However, if you are an owner-occupier, you may qualify for a concession or even exemptions from these fees altogether. In most cases, these discounts don't apply to investments or cases where a property will become a rental. 3. Next, you'll need to factor in that your property could actually fluctuate in property value after you sign the contract. That means you'll end up paying much less for your new off-the-plan apartment than what it's worth after construction. That's obviously a big benefit. Recently, Australia's property market has seen a lot of stable and consistent growth. So increases in your property value may mean your loan to value ratio or LVR decreases. As a result, the amount of funds you need to borrow to secure your purchase becomes a far smaller percentage, meaning the final figure could just save you from paying lender's mortgage insurance or LMI altogether. 4. Rolling on with the many benefits, there's also the fact that you get more time to save when purchasing an apartment off the plan. Because you typically pay a 10% deposit when you first sign your contract. The rest of the payment isn't needed until your home is ready to move into. That can be up to 6 months or more, giving you plenty of time to save up more. 5. What if we said buying off the plan means you get the luxury of ditching the need for expensive repair and replacement costs? Because you're buying a property that's brand new from the get-go, it comes with all the fancy bells and whistles that are straight off the factory floor. So there's no need to replace appliances, fixtures or fittings that may have otherwise been the case with an existing property, and that's always nice. 6. Another nifty aspect of buying off the plan means you get the chance to weigh in on any design elements or considerations that you'd like to include in your build. Whether that's the color scheme, the floor plan, or even the types of fittings installed. When you'd like more flexibility over the end result, this is a great way to get the best of both worlds. 7. Finally, investors who choose to buy an off-the-plan apartment to use as a rental property from the date of completion can utilize the help of a quantity surveyor to assess and set up an effective tax depreciation schedule. Since this would be a brand new build, the quantity surveyor will be able to prepare a depreciation schedule, which includes both the structural depreciation along with the depreciation of the fixtures and fittings. Okay, So there are a lot of pros when it comes to purchasing an apartment off the plan, rather than opting for an existing dwelling. But like all good things, there are also factors to consider that may not be so favorable. For example, while we noted that your new home could increase in value before you move in, it can also decrease. That's the risk you run when buying off the plan and waiting it out until the build is finalized. Make sure you do your research first, especially when it comes to the developer, and weigh up any risk that comes with this factor. Additionally, because your apartment wasn't even built at the time you signed the dotted line, you don't know if there are any structural issues involved. Just because it's new doesn't mean there's zero risk of it coming with problems altogether. These things can happen. A good way to minimize risk here is to research the developer you intend on choosing and whether they have a good track record. Look at previous projects and testimonials. If any red flags pop up, don't ignore them. And speaking of unexpected issues with the build, remember that construction can always be delayed too. And that's more common than you might think. Be prepared to wait to move into your property and have a backup plan in case the whole process is drawn out. Again, looking at the developer's history will help you determine if this is going to be a big risk. While all of this may seem like a lot to weigh up, remember that buying any kind of property, whether off the plan or not, comes with a need for due diligence and common sense. If something seems too good to be true, there's a good chance it is. So to sum it up, instead of jumping straight into signing a contract, research the developer, assess any incentive and bonuses that may be available to you in the process, and understand whether there are any warranties and agreements that come with your purchase. Finally, always get professional legal advice from a lawyer or conveyancer to ensure you're covered if something does go wrong. If you found this video helpful, don't forget to check out our YouTube channel and subscribe for more useful tips. And make sure you click on the bell icon so you get notified of the next video. Until next time.